Hello and welcome to Mooney Guide. So glad you're here tonight. If this is your first time with Mooney Guide, make sure to subscribe and hit like if you enjoy the journey and stick with us all the way through because we're diving deep today. Today we're stepping into a very special time and a very special place in ancient India. Picture the land stretching out before you, rivers weaving through fertile plains, small villages humming with daily life, and towns bustling with traders, cooks, and storytellers. The smells, fresh grains, smoke from cooking fires, the aroma of herbs and spices drying in the sun. We're specifically focusing on one of ancient India's greatest empires, the Mauryan Empire, which thrived from around 321 to 185 BCE. Founded by Chandragupta Maurya and later ruled by Ashoka the Great, this empire stretched across much of northern and central India. The heart of it was Magadha, the region we know today as Bihar, once a thriving center of learning, culture, and power. And now, close your eyes for a moment, take a slow breath, and imagine this. The air shifts, warmer and earthy, carrying the faint aroma of fresh grains and fires burning for cooking. You hear distant chatter, the soft clatter of clay pots, maybe the low hum of traders moving through the streets. Step forward, and suddenly you're here in the heart of the Mauryan Empire. You start your morning in a small village just outside one of the busy towns of Magadha. The sun is gentle but rising fast, casting warm light over fields of millet, barley, and rice paddies. Chickens cluck in the background, dogs lazily stretch by mud walls, and someone is already tending the fire outside their clay kitchen. Breakfast here isn't complicated. Think simple, filling, nourishing things that give energy for a day in the fields or at the market. Millet porridge is common, cooked slowly over a fire, maybe sweetened with a little honey or jaggery. Lentils might be soaked overnight and gently boiled, giving a warm, comforting dish you could imagine yourself stirring with a wooden spoon. Fruits are seasonal, perhaps a mango in the summer, a few berries or wild figs plucked from a nearby tree. Dairy is part of the morning routine, fresh milk, curd, or a splash of ghee in the porridge. It's not fancy by today's standards, but it's hearty, wholesome, and keeps everyone going until midday. If you're thinking in modern terms, it's like waking up to a warm bowl of oatmeal with some honey, maybe a glass of milk, and a piece of fruit on the side, simple but satisfying. After breakfast, the village slowly wakes. Women and men head out to the fields, traders move to the town markets, children play by the river. Cooking fires are kept going through the day. They didn't have metal stoves or gas. It was all clay pots, stone hearths, and open flames. Utensils were simple, made of clay, wood, or bronze. Food was seasonal. You ate what the land gave you. The rains brought fresh rice, dry seasons, more millet or barley. Vegetables were local, leafy greens, gourds, roots, lentils. Herbs and spices were used, but mostly to flavor and preserve, not to overwhelm the food. Think cumin, coriander, maybe mustard seeds, subtle but essential. People's day was tied to their food. Gather, cook, eat, work, rest. Unlike modern life where we might snack whenever we want, their meals followed the rhythm of the sun and the seasons. And while it was simple, it was designed to fuel the body, nourish the mind, and maintain health in a very real, practical sense. As a traveler here, you notice one thing immediately. Food isn't just sustenance. It's part of life, tied to the land, to the people, to the culture around you. And today, we're going to explore all of that, from humble village meals to the royal tables later in the day. After a simple morning meal, you decide to wander into the nearby town market. The path is lined with low mud walls, and soon, the sounds of daily life surround you. You hear the chatter of traders calling out their goods, the rhythmic tapping of carts rolling over compacted earth, and the soft clink of bronze and clay utensils being arranged for sale. The smell. Oh, the smell is incredible. Warm grains roasting, fresh herbs, a faint smokiness from cooking fires, and a hint of jaggery candy drifting from one stall. As a traveler here, it's almost overwhelming at first. Every stall offers something different. You see heaps of grains, millet, barley, rice, glistening in the morning sun. The grains look almost like little treasures, piled in cones or neatly arranged in baskets. The colors, the textures, it's a feast for the eyes before it's even a feast for your stomach. You move closer to a spice stall. It's smaller, simple, but the aroma hits you immediately. Cumin, coriander, mustard seeds, black pepper, these aren't just flavors here. They are treasures, traded from distant lands, cherished by everyone. You can almost imagine the story behind each spice, who grew it, where it traveled from, and how it will change a dish once it hits the pot. Further along, you spot a cellar with fresh vegetables. Gourds, root vegetables, leafy greens, beans, and pulses. All of it looks fresh, seasonal, and ready to be cooked immediately. You can't help but notice the care with which each vendor arranges their produce. It's practical but also beautiful in a way that feels natural, not staged. And then, just past the vegetable stalls, the aroma of roasting grains and lentils hits you. Small clay bowls hold puffed rice, roasted chickpeas, and tiny lentil crisps. People grab handfuls as they pass, tossing in some jaggery or a pinch of spice, a snack that's both simple and satisfying. It's fascinating how much thought goes into even the smallest food items here. As a traveler, you can't resist. You pick up a small bowl of puffed rice mixed with jaggery. It's crunchy, slightly sweet, and earthy, nothing like the sugary snacks you might be used to today. You notice that each bite connects you to the people of this land, the farmers who grew the grains, the women who roasted them, the traders who brought jaggery from the sugarcane fields. Next, you find a vendor selling buttermilk churned from fresh curd, slightly frothy, with a subtle hint of salt and herbs. You take a sip. It's refreshing, soothing, and perfect for this warm morning. You realize that in a world without refrigerators, this drink is as much about cooling and hydration as it is about taste. Moving deeper into the market, you see vendors selling cooked lentils, lightly spiced, sometimes mixed with vegetables. People scoop them up onto flat breads or rice, a meal that's practical, nutritious, and designed to sustain them through a long day. You try a bite and it feels familiar, almost like the dal rice you might have today, but simpler, earthier, more connected to the land and the seasons. There's a section of the market where honey and dried fruits are sold. Dates, figs, raisins, and tiny berries are laid out in neat rows. You can almost see why these items were considered special, energy-rich, portable, and a small taste of luxury for anyone passing through the town. You notice children reaching for them, adults carefully measuring, and travelers like yourself marveling at the bounty. You wander past a fish stall near the riverbank. Freshwater fish glint in the sunlight, some lightly salted, ready for cooking. Here, meat isn't eaten by everyone. Dietary rules and personal preference vary, but you can see it's valued, carefully prepared, and often reserved for special occasions. Even the smell evokes a sense of respect for what the river provides. The market isn't just about food, it's a social hub. You overhear stories, jokes, and haggling. Traders share news from distant towns. A spice merchant tells a quick tale of how black pepper came from the south and traveled hundreds of miles to reach here. Every food item has a story, a purpose, and a place in daily life. You pause to take it all in. If you close your eyes, you can imagine yourself here for hours, watching, tasting, learning. This isn't just a market, it's a living, breathing map of Mauryan culture, society, and economy, told entirely through the food on display. As the sun climbs higher, you notice small inns and street food stalls preparing for the midday crowd. Steaming pots of rice, lentil soups, fried pulses. The smells mix into a tapestry of warmth and sustenance. Travelers, merchants, and locals alike pause to eat, share, and continue on their day. And as you wander, you realize that while these foods are simple, they're clever, practical, and deeply tied to the land, the seasons, and the people who grow and prepare them. Now let's think about it for a moment. Imagine walking through a modern farmer's market. Colorful produce, fresh baked goods, the smell of roasted nuts. That's what the Mauryan market felt like, just with different crops, different spices, and no plastic bags. People were connected to the food they ate, and every meal reflected the rhythm of the land and the season. Puffed rice with jaggery. It's like our energy bars today, portable, sweet, and sustaining. Fresh buttermilk. Think of it as an ancient smoothie or health drink, perfect for cooling down in the sun. Lentils and vegetables. Our everyday meals, timeless in a way that makes you realize some things never really change. As you step back from the market, carrying the scents, sights, and stories with you, you feel a deeper connection not just to Mauryan India, but to the countless generations who have lived, worked, and eaten on this land. And as a traveler, you know this is only the beginning. The day isn't over. Lunch, special meals, and even royal delicacies await. The morning has passed, and the sun is now high in the sky, casting a warm golden light over Magadha. You follow the sound of voices and the smell of cooking smoke to a small inn near the edge of the town. It's a simple building, mud walls, thatched roof, clay floor, but already bustling with activity. Travelers and locals sit on woven mats, chatting softly, sharing meals prepared earlier in the day. As you step inside, you notice the layout. Meals are often eaten sitting on the floor in groups, sometimes family style, sometimes by individuals. Platters are placed in the center and everyone helps themselves. There's a rhythm to it, the way food is served, shared, and enjoyed, all carefully observed without needing a rule book. The innkeeper greets you warmly and gestures to a small corner where a traveler like yourself can sit. A simple meal is brought: steamed rice, lentil soup with a hint of cumin, lightly sautéed vegetables, a small serving of spiced pulses, and a fresh leafy green salad. There's a little bowl of yogurt and a small piece of jaggery on the side. Nothing extravagant, but the combination is nourishing, comforting, and balanced. You take your first bite of the rice mixed with lentils. The flavors are subtle but satisfying, earthy, lightly spiced, warm. It's simple, practical, and exactly what people here need to sustain them through the heat of the day and the labor ahead. And yet, there's a quiet beauty in it, a rhythm to the meal that feels both grounding and timeless. Watching the others, you notice how communal this meal is. Neighbors share ingredients when someone runs out. Children are given smaller portions. Elders eat first, and everyone participates in passing platters, sharing drinks, and making sure no one goes hungry. It's not just about the food, it's about connection, care, and community. Occasionally, a traveler or merchant may join in, bringing a small treat from another region: dried fruits, a handful of nuts, or a rare spice. This is a way to share stories, customs, and flavors across the empire, a practice that reminds you how interconnected life is, even in these ancient times. As you eat, it's worth noting that diet in Mauryan India was influenced by many factors: geography, season, religion, and social norms. People in Magadha ate mostly grains like rice, barley, and millet. Lentils and legumes were common, along with vegetables that could be grown locally: gourds, greens, root vegetables, beans. Meat was less common in everyday meals, often reserved for special occasions or those who could afford it, and fish was consumed in regions near rivers. Cooking methods were simple but effective: boiling, roasting, and slow cooking over open fires. Herbs and spices were added judiciously: mustard seeds, cumin, coriander, turmeric, to enhance taste and preserve freshness. Dairy was widespread: milk, curd, ghee, all integrated into everyday meals. Nothing was wasted, and every ingredient had a purpose. You notice the plates themselves: simple clay bowls, wooden spoons, woven mats. There's no need for fancy utensils. The focus is on nourishment, on sharing, and on the experience of the meal itself. And yet every detail reflects thought, care, and tradition. It's humbling and grounding, reminding you that food isn't just about calories, it's about culture, life, and relationships. As the meal progresses, you observe the pace. People don't rush. They eat slowly, savoring each bite, talking quietly, and occasionally offering food to others. You notice children learning to handle utensils, to respect elders, and to appreciate the bounty before them. Food is education, nourishment, and ritual all at once. There's also an element of celebration here. If it's a festival day or a special occasion, the meal may include richer items: fried vegetables, spiced lentils, sweets made with jaggery, honey, or dried fruits. Even in a simple inn, a traveler may get a taste of something more indulgent, showing the diversity and generosity of Mauryan cuisine. From a modern perspective, this communal, seasonal, and practical approach feels very connected, something that urban life often lacks. Imagine eating a bowl of dal with rice, fresh vegetables, a touch of ghee, and maybe a sweet bite of jaggery. It's simple, wholesome, and yet it's a meal that tells a story of the land, the people, and their way of life. It's not fast food. It's mindful, deliberate, and satisfying. As you finish your meal and step outside, you notice the streets again, filled with activity. Traders continuing their business, children playing, women fetching water from the wells. You feel nourished not only by the food, but by the experience of being part of this living culture for just a moment. And now, the day is far from over. There are royal kitchens, special meals, and evening reflections still ahead. The sun has climbed higher, and your day of exploration in Magadha takes you to a new, unexpected place, the royal kitchens of the Mauryan Empire. You arrive at the gates of a city palace, slightly nervous and curious. The walls are taller here, made of baked bricks and painted with subtle earth tones. From the streets outside, the sounds are muffled, replaced by a hushed hum of activity within the palace walls. Guards move calmly along corridors, and the faint scent of incense mixes with the aroma of cooking fires. You can feel the energy of this place, powerful, disciplined, and alive. As you step into the main kitchen area, you realize immediately that this is a different world. The space is larger than any kitchen you've ever seen in a village or town in. Clay stoves line the walls, each with a fire burning steadily. Large clay pots hold grains and pulses, some steaming, some simmering. A team of cooks, assistants, and apprentices moves in practiced rhythm, passing ingredients, stirring stews, and carefully tending to delicate dishes. The air is warmer here, carrying layers of aromas, roasted meats, fragrant spices, fried vegetables, and sweet jaggery delicacies. It's intoxicating and overwhelming in the best possible way. You notice the organization. Everything has its place. One corner holds fresh vegetables and herbs, carefully washed and sorted. Another has grains, rice, barley, millet in neat piles. Spices are lined up in small clay bowls: cumin, coriander, turmeric, black pepper, asafoetida, saffron. Even cinnamon, cardamom, and long pepper find their way into these kitchens, traded from far-off lands. It's a bustling hub of preparation, but there's harmony in the chaos. Each cook knows their task. Each ingredient has its moment. As a traveler, you can't resist sneaking a glance at the preparations. There's a large pot of spiced lentils simmering with ghee, a platter of roasted vegetables glistening in oil, and small bowls of fruit preserves, mangoes, dates, figs, ready to accompany any meal. Even the simplest dishes here are elevated. Ghee is added not just for flavor, but to enrich and preserve. Spices are measured carefully to balance aroma, color, and taste. It's a sensory orchestra, and every movement, every smell, every simmering pot is a note in the symphony. One of the senior cooks, noticing your curiosity, gestures for you to follow him to a side chamber. Here, more delicate dishes are being prepared: sweets, fried snacks, and rare dishes using ingredients reserved for the royal family. Honey, dried fruits, rare grains, and even small portions of meat are being carefully combined. You watch a cook gently fold saffron into a milk-based pudding, the golden threads dissolving slowly, releasing a perfume of sweetness and spice. The attention to detail is incredible, and you can see why these foods are considered special. After a few minutes, the senior cook offers you a small plate, a taster of royal food. You can't resist. On the plate is a serving of kheer, a creamy, saffron-infused rice pudding with slivers of almonds and raisins. You take a bite, and the richness is immediately comforting. Sweetness is gentle, never overwhelming, and the textures are playful: soft rice, crunchy nuts, chewy raisins. It's clearly a dish meant to delight, not just fill the stomach. Next, you try a portion of spiced meat, perhaps goat or chicken, cooked slowly with ghee, ginger, black pepper, and a hint of long pepper for subtle heat. The aroma is intoxicating, the meat tender and juicy, melting in your mouth. Unlike the rustic, earthy dishes of the village, this is a cuisine of refinement, attention to balance, flavor, and presentation. Even the smallest portion tells you something about status, taste, and the values of this society. A small bowl of fried lentil fritters, lightly spiced, is offered as a snack. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, these little bites are almost addictive. You realize that in the royal kitchen, even something as humble as lentils is celebrated, transformed into an experience rather than mere nourishment. It's a lesson that resonates in Mauryan India. food is both sustenance and an art form. You wander further into the kitchen and notice a table set for ceremonial food, platters of fruits, honey-coated nuts, roasted meats, rice with ghee, and elaborate sweets shaped like flowers and animals. Some dishes are purely decorative, meant for visual delight during festivals or royal gatherings. It strikes you how food here is a language of celebration, status, and culture, all intertwined. As you observe the royals and attendants, you notice the etiquette around the meals. Seating is hierarchical. Elders and important guests eat first, and the food is served with care. Hand-washing rituals are observed before meals, and utensils, those simple wooden spoons or small bowls, are treated with respect. Food is not rushed, it is savored. Conversation flows gently, often about stories, philosophy, and politics, with food serving as the backdrop. Here, diet is influenced not only by taste but by health, season, and sometimes religious beliefs. Certain meats are eaten sparingly. Vegetables and grains dominate daily intake, and sweets are considered treats for special occasions. Spices like black pepper, ginger, and turmeric are used thoughtfully, both for flavor and their perceived medicinal properties. Dairy, ghee, and honey are incorporated liberally, highlighting the richness of the royal diet compared to the more modest village meals you experienced earlier. As a traveler, you can't help but reflect on the contrasts. In the villages and towns, meals were simple, practical, and seasonal. Here in the palace, food is luxurious, abundant, and carefully curated. And yet, both approaches share a common thread: respect for ingredients, harmony in preparation, and an understanding that food sustains not just the body, but the social fabric of life. The cooks share stories while preparing dishes. They speak of traders bringing exotic spices from distant lands, of royal decrees dictating which foods can be served, of celebrations where meals become performances. You realize that in Mauryan times, the act of cooking and eating is deeply intertwined with politics, culture, and personal identity. Stepping back and taking it all in, it's fascinating how some principles persist today. We still celebrate with special foods, honor guests with carefully prepared meals, and use spices and sweets to mark occasions. The sensory experience remains timeless: the fragrance of saffron, the crunch of fried lentils, the creamy sweetness of milk puddings, connecting past and present in subtle, powerful ways. For a modern listener, imagine walking through a contemporary palace kitchen or a high-end restaurant. The ingredients, the aromas, the careful preparation, it's very similar in essence to what you've just witnessed. But in Mauryan times, it was both survival and art, utility and celebration, all rolled into one. The flavors may differ slightly, but the intention to nourish, delight, and connect is universal. As you leave the palace kitchen, your mind is buzzing with the richness of this culinary world. You've tasted refinement, creativity, and tradition all in one day. The royal food has shown you a layer of Mauryan society that village and town meals could never reveal: power, status, artistry, and culture expressed through food. And yet, even here, you notice a shared humanity: the joy of a well-prepared meal, the delight in flavor, and the quiet pride of those who created it. The sun is beginning to dip below the horizon, spilling warm, golden light across the plains of Magadha. You find yourself walking along a narrow dirt path, the soft dust rising slightly beneath your sandals. The air carries a familiar mix of scents: earth warmed by the sun, faint smoke from distant cooking fires, and the ever-present aroma of fresh grains and drying herbs. It's an evening like many in the Mauryan Empire, yet there is something magical in the stillness, the gradual slowing of the day, and the gentle rhythm that guides life here. In the distance, you spot a village. Its clay homes seem to glow softly in the last light of the day, the thatched roofs slightly orange as the sun kisses them. Smoke curls lazily from chimneys and cooking fires, rising into the sky and merging with the pastel streaks of twilight. Children are still running in the fields, their laughter ringing out, chasing one another before the night settles in. Women carry water in clay pots from the nearby river, balancing them gracefully on their heads. The sound of low conversation drifts from the homes, mingling with the occasional clatter of clay utensils, the hum of insects, and the faint murmur of the river flowing nearby. It feels alive, yet calm, chaotic, yet harmonious. You follow the winding path into the heart of the village. Each step brings you closer to life as it unfolds in this evening hour. Families emerge from their homes to tend to livestock returning from the fields, goats bleating softly, cows lowing in the distance, and chickens clucking as they find roosts for the night. The villagers themselves move with intention, tending fires, preparing small meals, sharing conversations, repairing tools or baskets, and wrapping up the day's work. It's a rhythm you've come to notice, one dictated by light, labor, and the natural progression from day into night. As you approach a particular home, its warm glow draws you in. The smell of cooking fires is immediate and inviting, a mixture of boiled lentils, roasting grains, fresh vegetables, and the faint sweetness of jaggery or honey. The hearth is active, flames flickering gently, smoke rising and carrying aromas that are both rustic and comforting. The house itself is modest. Mud walls, simple clay flooring, and low, thatched roofs. Windows are small, allowing the evening light to filter in softly, casting shadows across walls adorned with simple decorations, perhaps a painted motif, a small offering to household deities, or a woven mat hung neatly on the wall. It's simple, yet inviting, and you feel as though you've stepped into a world both ancient and familiar. The family within is just finishing the last of their daytime chores. The mother is washing vegetables in a clay basin, the father tends a small fire for cooking, and children are gathering firewood from a nearby pile, chattering and giggling as they work. Even here in this modest dwelling, there's a sense of organization and care. Nothing is wasted, everything has its purpose, and every action flows naturally into the next. Observing them, you realize that life in Mauryan India is structured yet flexible, practical yet mindful. You are welcomed into the home with quiet gestures, a nod, a soft smile, a gentle invitation to sit on a woven mat near the hearth. It's clear that hospitality, even for a traveler, is important. You feel the warmth of the house, the residual heat from the fires, and the quiet presence of family life wrapping around you like a gentle cloak. This is the kind of calm that modern life rarely offers, a slow, deliberate, comforting transition from the busyness of day into the peace of evening. As the family begins preparing the evening meal, you notice the care in every movement. The mother chops vegetables with precision, her hands familiar with the rhythm of daily work. She stirs lentils gently in a clay pot, adding a touch of turmeric, cumin, and a drizzle of ghee. The aroma rises immediately, mixing with the scent of fresh grains and herbs, creating an olfactory tapestry that is both grounding and evocative. It's simple food, but the attention to detail, the combination of flavors, and the timing of each step make it feel almost ceremonial. The children gather around, curious and playful. They help where they can, stirring a pot, carrying a small bundle of herbs, or offering to fetch water. You watch their energy, their ease, and the way they learn through participation. In Mauryan India, as you've begun to realize, learning happens everywhere through observation, imitation, and engagement with daily life. Meals in particular are a classroom. Children absorb knowledge about ingredients, preparation, seasonality, and etiquette simply by being present. It's informal yet profound. Outside, the village is settling into evening. Chickens cluck softly as they find roosts, goats huddle together, and cows graze one last time before being guided into enclosures. The river nearby reflects the changing colors of the sky, shifting from gold to soft pinks and purples, then deepening into indigo. The sounds of the day are giving way to quieter, more intimate noises. The crackle of a fire, the hum of insects, the distant voices of families gathering, and the gentle splashes of water as someone washes vegetables or fills a pot. Back inside the home, the fire is ready, and small portions of rice, lentils, and vegetables are arranged thoughtfully in clay bowls. Fresh greens are placed on banana leaves or woven trays, and small pieces of jaggery or seasonal fruit await at the side. Even in this modest setting, balance and variety are prioritized: grains for energy, lentils for protein, vegetables for vitamins and texture, dairy for richness, and sweets for comfort. It's not extravagant, but it's complete, satisfying, and mindful. You take a seat near the hearth, feeling the warmth of the fire and the subtle heat radiating from the cooking pots. The mother offers you a small portion, a gesture of hospitality that immediately makes you feel included. You take a bite of rice mixed with lentils. The flavors are simple, earthy, comforting. Lightly spiced, yet there's an elegance to the combination that transcends the simplicity. It's nourishment in its purest form, connecting you not only to the ingredients but also to the people, the land, and the rhythm of life itself. Conversation flows gently around you. The children chatter about their day, what they saw in the fields, the small adventures they had while playing. The adults discuss the crops, the river, trade, and small events in the village. Food punctuates the conversation, anchoring it, providing pauses and transitions. It's communal, relational, and educative all at once. The meal is not just about sustenance, it's about connecting, teaching, and sharing life. As you continue to observe, you notice small details. The careful hand washing of the children before they eat, the way the elders are offered portions first, the gentle guidance given when someone reaches too greedily for a dish. Etiquette here is simple, intuitive, and tied directly to respect for both people and food. It's a social education as much as it is culinary. Between bites, you take in the sensory details. The warmth of the fire, the aroma of ghee melting into lentils, the earthy smell of clay pots, the sweetness of jaggery against the richness of grains. Each sense reinforces the experience of life here, grounded, connected, and deliberate. You realize how different this is from the hurried, often disconnected meals of modern life. Here, every meal has a story, every flavor has a purpose, and every bite connects you to centuries of tradition. You pause for a moment to reflect. In the simplicity of this evening meal, there is a profound lesson that food, community, and mindfulness are inseparable. Even without modern conveniences, meals are nourishing in every sense, physically, socially, and emotionally. There is satisfaction not just in fullness, but in participation, observation, and the quiet awareness of being present. As twilight deepens, shadows stretch across the room, and the golden light fades to a soft, dusky glow. The family continues their tasks, clearing up, tending the fire, washing dishes. You linger, sipping a small cup of herbal drink prepared with tulsi leaves and a touch of honey. The warmth of the cup mirrors the warmth of the home, and you feel a rare sense of calm. World outside continues its rhythm, but inside this village home, time has slowed, allowing you to soak in every nuance, every sound, every aroma. The children begin to settle, the adults move with quiet purpose, and you sense the transition from the energy of day to the gentle pace of night. Even as a traveler, you feel the pull of this rhythm, a natural ebb and flow, dictated by light, labor, and life itself. The simplicity, the mindfulness, the connection to ingredients and people, the communal joy of eating, it all leaves a lingering impression, one that will carry with you long after the sun has fully set. By the time the stars emerge, twinkling against the dark velvet sky, the home is calm. The fires burn low, the smell of the evening meal lingers faintly, and the gentle hum of life settles into quiet. You take a last moment to breathe deeply, feeling the connection between food, culture, and humanity. It's a reminder that even in the simplest village home, in a distant time over 2,000 years ago, life had its own elegance, wisdom, and rhythm, and that meals shared and prepared with care are at the heart of it all. You rise slowly, giving thanks for the hospitality, the warmth, and the insight you've gained. Stepping outside, the cool evening air greets you. The village is quiet now, lit softly by lamps and the fading glow of the sky. You walk along the path, carrying with you the sensory richness of the evening, the flavors, the smells, the sights, and the warmth of connection. It's a perfect end to the day, yet you know the night is only a pause in the continuous flow of life, and tomorrow will bring new experiences, meals, and stories. As you continue along the path, you can't help but feel gratitude for the food, for the people, for the culture, and for the moment of stillness that allows you to fully absorb it all. Evening in a Mauryan village, you realize, is not just about winding down. It's about reflection, learning, connection, and the quiet celebration of life itself. The sun is beginning to dip below the horizon, spilling warm, golden light across the plains of Magadha. You find yourself walking along a narrow dirt path, the soft dust rising slightly beneath your sandals. The air carries a familiar mix of scents, earth warmed by the sun, faint smoke from distant cooking fires, and the ever-present aroma of fresh grains and drying herbs. It's an evening like many in the Mauryan Empire, yet there is something magical in the stillness, the gradual slowing of the day, and the gentle rhythm that guides life here. In the distance, you spot a village. Its clay homes seem to glow softly in the last light of the day, the thatched roofs slightly orange as the sun kisses them. Smoke curls lazily from chimneys and cooking fires, rising into the sky and merging with the pastel streaks of twilight. Children are still running in the fields, their laughter ringing out, chasing one another before the night settles in. Women carry water in clay pots from the nearby river, balancing them gracefully on their heads. The sound of low conversation drifts from the homes, mingling with the occasional clatter of clay utensils, the hum of insects, and the faint murmur of the river flowing nearby. It feels alive, yet calm, chaotic, yet harmonious. You follow the winding path into the heart of the village. Each step brings you closer to life as it unfolds in this evening hour. Families emerge from their homes to tend to livestock returning from the fields, goats bleating softly, cows lowing in the distance, and chickens clucking as they find roosts for the night. The villagers themselves move with intention, tending fires, preparing small meals, sharing conversations, repairing tools or baskets, and wrapping up the day's work. It's a rhythm you've come to notice, one dictated by light, labor, and the natural progression from day into night. As you approach a particular home, its warm glow draws you in. The smell of cooking fires is immediate and inviting, a mixture of boiled lentils, roasting grains, fresh vegetables, and the faint sweetness of jaggery or honey. The hearth is active, flames flickering gently, smoke rising and carrying aromas that are both rustic and comforting. The house itself is modest, mud walls, simple clay flooring, and low, thatched roofs. Windows are small, allowing the evening light to filter in softly, casting shadows across walls adorned with simple decorations, perhaps a painted motif, a small offering to household deities, or a woven mat hung neatly on the wall. It's simple, yet inviting, and you feel as though you've stepped into a world both ancient and familiar. The family within is just finishing the last of their daytime chores. The mother is washing vegetables in a clay basin. The father tends a small fire for cooking, and children are gathering firewood from a nearby pile, chattering and giggling as they work. Even here in this modest dwelling, there's a sense of organization and care. Nothing is wasted, everything has its purpose, and every action flows naturally into the next. Observing them, you realize that life in Mauryan India is structured, yet flexible, practical, yet mindful. You are welcomed into the home with quiet gestures, a nod, a soft smile, a gentle invitation to sit on a woven mat near the hearth. It's clear that hospitality, even for a traveler, is important. You feel the warmth of the house, the residual heat from the fires, and the quiet presence of family life wrapping around you like a gentle cloak. This is the kind of calm that modern life rarely offers, a slow, deliberate, comforting transition from the busyness of day into the peace of evening. As the family begins preparing the evening meal, you notice the care in every movement. The mother chops vegetables with precision, her hands familiar with the rhythm of daily work. She stirs lentils gently in a clay pot, adding a touch of turmeric, cumin, and a drizzle of ghee. The aroma rises immediately, mixing with the scent of fresh grains and herbs, creating an olfactory tapestry that is both grounding and evocative. It's simple food, but the attention to detail, the combination of flavors, and the timing of each step make it feel almost ceremonial. The children gather around, curious and playful. They help where they can, stirring a pot, carrying a small bundle of herbs, or offering to fetch water. You watch their energy, their ease, and the way they learn through participation. In Mauryan India, as you've begun to realize, learning happens everywhere through observation, imitation, and engagement with daily life. Meals, in particular, are a classroom. Children absorb knowledge about ingredients, preparation, seasonality, and etiquette simply by being present. It's informal, yet profound. Outside, the village is settling into evening. Chickens cluck softly as they find roosts, goats huddle together, and cows graze one last time before being guided into enclosures. The river nearby reflects the changing colors of the sky, shifting from gold to soft pinks and purples, then deepening into indigo. The sounds of the day are giving way to quieter, more intimate noises. The crackle of a fire, the hum of insects, the distant voices of families gathering, and the gentle splashes of water as someone washes vegetables or fills a pot. Back inside the home, the fire is ready, and small portions of rice, lentils, and vegetables are arranged thoughtfully in clay bowls. Fresh greens are placed on banana leaves or woven trays, and small pieces of jaggery or seasonal fruit await at the side. Even in this modest setting, balance and variety are prioritized: grains for energy, lentils for protein, vegetables for vitamins and texture, dairy for richness, and sweets for comfort. It's not extravagant, but it's complete, satisfying, and mindful. You take a seat near the hearth, feeling the warmth of the fire and the subtle heat radiating from the cooking pots. The mother offers you a small portion, a gesture of hospitality that immediately makes you feel included. You take a bite of rice mixed with lentils. The flavors are simple, earthy, comforting, lightly spiced, yet there's an elegance to the combination that transcends the simplicity. It's nourishment in its purest form, connecting you not only to the ingredients but also to the people, the land, and the rhythm of life itself. Conversation flows gently around you. The children chatter about their day, what they saw in the fields, the small adventures they had while playing. The adults discuss the crops, the river, trade, and small events in the village. Food punctuates the conversation, anchoring it, providing pauses and transitions. It's communal, relational, and educative all at once. The meal is not just about sustenance, it's about connecting, teaching, and sharing life. As you continue to observe, you notice small details. The careful hand washing of the children before they eat, the way the elders are offered portions first, the gentle guidance given when someone reaches too greedily for a dish. Etiquette here is simple, intuitive, and tied directly to respect for both people and food. It's a social education as much as it is culinary. Between bites, you take in the sensory details. The warmth of the fire, the aroma of ghee melting into lentils, the earthy smell of clay pots, the sweetness of jaggery against the richness of grains. Each sense reinforces the experience of life here, grounded, connected, and deliberate. You realize how different this is from the hurried, often disconnected meals of modern life. Here, every meal has a story, every flavor has a purpose, and every bite connects you to centuries of tradition. You pause for a moment to reflect. In the simplicity of this evening meal, there is a profound lesson that food, community, and mindfulness are inseparable. Even without modern conveniences, meals are nourishing in every sense, physically, socially, and emotionally. There is satisfaction not just in fullness, but in participation, observation, and the quiet awareness of being present. As twilight deepens, shadows stretch across the room, and the golden light fades to a soft, dusky glow. The family continues their tasks, clearing up, tending the fire, washing dishes. You linger, sipping a small cup of herbal drink prepared with tulsi leaves and a touch of honey. The warmth of the cup mirrors the warmth of the home, and you feel a rare sense of calm. The world outside continues its rhythm, but inside this village home, time has slowed, allowing you to soak in every nuance, every sound, every aroma. The children begin to settle, the adults move with quiet purpose, and you sense the transition from the energy of day to the gentle pace of night. Even as a traveler, you feel the pull of this rhythm, a natural ebb and flow, dictated by light, labor, and life itself. The simplicity, the mindfulness, the connection to ingredients and people, the communal joy of eating, it all leaves a lingering impression, one that will carry with you long after the sun has fully set. By the time the stars emerge, twinkling against the dark velvet sky, the home is calm. The fires burn low, the smell of the evening meal lingers faintly, and the gentle hum of life settles into quiet. You take a last moment to breathe deeply, feeling the connection between food, culture, and humanity. It's a reminder that even in the simplest village home, in a distant time over 2,000 years ago, life had its own elegance, wisdom, and rhythm, and that meals shared and prepared with care are at the heart of it all. You rise slowly, giving thanks for the hospitality, the warmth, and the insight you've gained. Stepping outside, the cool evening air greets you. The village is quiet now, lit softly by lamps and the fading glow of the sky. You walk along the path, carrying with you the sensory richness of the evening, the flavors, the smells, the sights, and the warmth of connection. It's a perfect end to the day, yet you know the night is only a pause in the continuous flow of life, and tomorrow will bring new experiences, meals, and stories. As you continue along the path, you can't help but feel gratitude for the food, for the people, for the culture, and for the moment of stillness that allows you to fully absorb it all. Evening in a Mauryan village, you realize, is not just about winding down. It's about reflection, learning, connection, and the quiet celebration of life itself. As the last rays of the sun fade behind distant hills, the village courtyard comes alive in a different way. The day's bustle has settled into a quieter rhythm, yet there is movement, warmth, and life everywhere. Families step out of their clay homes, carrying small lamps, woven mats, or bundles of herbs. Smoke curls faintly from low evening fires, carrying the aroma of leftover meals mingled with the scent of drying grains and fresh herbs from nearby gardens. The air is cool now, carrying a hint of the river nearby, soft enough to ruffle the edges of clothes and hair. You step into the open space, feeling the gentle hum of community life surround you. Children chase each other in the twilight, their laughter floating across the courtyard. A few women, their heads covered with light cloths, stir small pots over carefully tended fires. Men gather in small groups, leaning on wooden staffs or crouching near cooking areas, quietly discussing the day's work in the fields, the market, or along trade routes. Despite the liveliness, the scene is calm, almost hypnotic, a gentle pulse of communal evening life that feels welcoming, grounding, and deeply human. The courtyard itself is simple but organized. Mats are spread near the largest fire, clay pots are arranged on low stands, and woven baskets carry snacks and fruits. Even in a space shared by multiple families, order emerges naturally. Children play on the periphery, elders sit close to the central fire, and young adults circulate, offering food, water, or freshly gathered herbs. There is no rush, no urgency. Here, evening life is measured by light, conversation, and shared experience. As you take a seat on a mat near one of the fires, the aroma of snacks reaches you. They are simple yet subtly sophisticated, a reflection of Mauryan urban influence blending with village practicality. You see trays of roasted chickpeas, lightly spiced with cumin and black pepper. Puffed rice has been mixed with crushed sesame seeds and a pinch of jaggery, forming small, slightly sweet clusters. Thin slices of dried figs and dates are offered on small banana leaves. There is also a lightly roasted millet cake, dense yet soft, meant to be eaten slowly, almost meditatively. A woman offers you a small cup of warm herbal drink. You lift it, inhaling the delicate steam, hints of tulsi leaves, a touch of fennel, and a few strands of long pepper. It is slightly sweetened with honey, warming your hands and the tip of your nose. You sip slowly, letting the flavors linger. It is clear that these beverages are not just about taste. They are about digestion, calm, and reflection. Even a simple cup of herbal infusion carries intention, care, and a subtle understanding of the body's needs after a long day. Across the courtyard, other families offer small snacks to one another, a silent ritual of community bonding. A child carries a tiny tray of roasted chickpeas to an elder, placing it gently before him. Laughter bubbles up as another child accidentally spills a few grains of puffed rice, only to be met with a soft chuckle from an older sibling. In these small, unremarkable moments, the essence of community is revealed. Care, sharing, patience, and joy, woven into the act of eating together. You reflect on the sophistication of even simple foods. Roasted chickpeas provide protein, Puffed rice and millet give energy and fiber. Sesame seeds add richness. Jaggery supplies sweetness, warmth, and nourishment. Figs and dates bring vitamins, minerals, and a subtle luxury from trade routes. Even in a moderate, village-style evening snack, there is variety, balance, and a subtle nod to urban influence. This is not extravagance, it is intelligence in simplicity. As the night deepens, the courtyard fills with soft conversation. Women discuss herbs, the upcoming planting season, or the taste of a new vegetable in the market. Men exchange news from the fields, the river, or nearby towns, sometimes sharing short tales of traders they encountered. Children listen attentively, absorbing details through play, questions, and observation. Every conversation is layered with learning, practical skills, social etiquette, and subtle cultural knowledge, all transmitted alongside jokes, laughter, and gentle scolding. Even in a space shared by multiple families, the social hierarchy of the day seems to soften. Elders are still respected, but the focus is on connection, conversation, and community. Everyone participates, sharing stories, food, or small offerings of herbal drinks. The nighttime gathering blurs the rigid boundaries of day-to-day life. The laborer, the trader, the teacher, and the traveler all occupy the same space. You realize that these evenings were designed to knit the village together, not just feed them physically, but socially and emotionally. You notice a subtle rhythm in the way people interact. Questions are asked politely, advice is given gently, meals are offered in turn. Children learn by doing and observing, elders pass on stories, and young adults learn negotiation, timing, and patience. Even the act of sipping a warm herbal infusion is a lesson in mindfulness. Taking time, appreciating warmth, noticing flavors, and allowing digestion to begin naturally. Here, education is holistic, subtle, and woven into every communal act. In the midst of the gathering, an elder shares a few sayings, passing on the wisdom of generations. You listen closely, intrigued, and decide to repeat them gently for yourself, as if carrying pieces of Mauryan India into your own mind and culture. 1. He who eats slowly lives long. It's more than advice about digestion. It's about mindfulness, presence, and respect for the food and the people who prepared it. The elder explains that the act of eating slowly allows the body to absorb the nutrients properly, but also encourages conversation, connection, and attention to others around the table. 2. Food shared is happiness multiplied. A proverb that resonates deeply tonight. Each snack, each handful of puffed rice, each sip of herbal drink is multiplied in joy because it is shared. The act of offering even the smallest portion to a neighbor or a child strengthens bonds, reinforces trust, and creates emotional warmth that endures beyond the meal. 3. A full stomach, a calm mind. Simple yet profound. In the Mauryan mindset, nourishment was inseparable from balance, physical, emotional, and social. Evening snacks and drinks are designed to leave the body satisfied but not heavy, the mind alert but relaxed. Overindulgence is discouraged and restraint is valued. 4. Herbs in the pot, wisdom in the heart. The elder chuckles softly as he explains this. While herbs and spices aid digestion, reduce fatigue, and bring flavor, they also serve as a metaphor. Careful thought, patience, and attention are the real ingredients for a wise life. Even a child who learns which herb to pick, which spice to stir, is learning something far beyond food. These proverbs, repeated gently, are more than words. They form a subtle moral compass that guides behavior, reflects social values, and transmits cultural continuity. As a traveler, you notice how much of your own modern understanding aligns with these ancient sayings: slowing down, sharing, being mindful, even if you never realized it consciously. As the night progresses, someone mentions the upcoming seasonal festival, an early harvest celebration, one that honors the river and the fertility of the land. Tonight's snacks are slightly different in anticipation. A few spiced rice cakes, sweetened sesame balls, and small fritters made from chickpea flour. The aroma of these treats hints at festivities to come. Even the herbal drinks are adjusted slightly. A few extra spices for warmth, a pinch of sweetness for celebration. You realize that festivals in Mauryan India were never just about pomp. They were tied to land, season, harvest, and community rhythm. Food, once again, acted as the bridge between practical nourishment and cultural expression. Children chatter excitedly about the festival preparations. Women discuss weaving decorative mats, and men talk about small offerings to the river and local shrines. Through these small interactions, you grasp the essence of how culture, food, and ritual intertwine. Every snack carries history, every herbal sip carries intention, and every story shared carries wisdom. By now, the fires have softened, the night air is cooler, and the courtyard hums with a gentle lull of conversation. The elder begins a short folktale, a story of a clever mongoose, a kind-hearted farmer, and a river that flows both ways. The children listen with wide eyes, some leaning against their mothers, others sitting cross-legged on mats. The story is simple yet layered. It teaches resourcefulness, respect for animals, the cycles of nature, and communal responsibility. The tale ends and the elder smiles, nodding to each listener. Silence follows, filled only by the occasional rustle of leaves, the distant murmur of the river, and the faint clink of clay cups. You, as the traveler, take a small roasted millet cake and sip herbal tea, reflecting on the depth of what you've experienced. The evening snacks, the communal conversations, the proverbs, the festival preparation, the folktale, all combine into a rich mosaic of life. Each element reinforces the others. Food is the starting point, but it leads to culture, morality, storytelling, and social cohesion. The Mauryan Empire, even in its simple village expressions, feels alive, deliberate, and deeply interconnected. You notice small, tender moments: a child offering their snack to a sibling, an elder passing a cup of herbal tea to a neighbor, a young adult adjusting a woven mat so everyone can sit. These gestures are almost imperceptible to a casual observer, but reveal a complex moral and social structure embedded in everyday life. Life is not only lived but taught, reinforced, and remembered through these gentle rituals. As the night deepens, families begin to retire. Lamps are lowered, fires reduced to gentle embers, and the courtyard slowly empties. The children are gathered, the elders nod in quiet farewell, and the mats are folded or stacked. The aroma of roasted grains, herbal tea, and faint traces of sweets linger in the cool night air. The river whispers nearby, reflecting the moonlight in gentle ripples. You take a final sip of herbal tea, feeling the warmth spread through your body. The lessons of the evening, the joy of communal life, and the subtle magic of simple, mindful eating settle gently in your mind. You realize that this is more than an evening snack. It is a microcosm of Mauryan life, nourishing, reflective, social, and cultural all at once. The courtyard, now quiet, seems to hold a kind of timeless wisdom. Life here is measured not only by work and survival, but by shared meals, shared stories, and shared understanding. Rising slowly, you thank the villagers for their generosity, their stories, and their wisdom. You step into the soft night, carrying the flavors, aromas, and moral richness of the evening with you. The village settles into deep quiet, yet the warmth and connection of the community linger, leaving you ready for the next day of exploration in Mauryan, India. As the courtyard empties and the last of the village lamps flicker against the clay walls, a gentle hush descends across the settlement. The air cools further, carrying a mix of residual smoke, the soft scent of drying herbs, and the subtle aroma of the river nearby. You step inside one of the village homes, welcomed again by the soft warmth of a hearth that still glows faintly from the evening fires. The walls, still warm from the day, give a quiet sense of comfort and security. Here the day is complete, and yet the night carries its own rhythm, quieter, slower, and full of subtle life. The mother of the household moves with practiced ease, tidying up after the communal evening gathering. She arranges leftover snacks into clay containers, sets small cups for water or herbal drinks near the hearth, and sweeps the floor lightly with a simple broom made of dried grasses. Each action is gentle and deliberate, almost meditative. The father extinguishes the last embers in the central fire, murmuring a short prayer of thanks for nourishment, protection, and health. Children, now calm, begin preparing for sleep. Some lay down mats on the floor. Others wash faces and hands at small clay basins. their movements still filled with curiosity, but slowed by fatigue and the soothing rhythm of the home. The house is modest, yet organized in a way that maximizes warmth, efficiency, and comfort. Woven mats and blankets are rolled or folded neatly. Small clay lamps are placed at safe corners, their soft glow casting gentle shadows on the mud walls. Herbs and spices hang from beams or are stored in small woven baskets, their subtle fragrances lingering, calming the senses. Every object has purpose, and every action is measured to balance practicality with care. Even in simplicity, there is an elegance here, the elegance of life lived mindfully, with intention, and with respect for resources. You notice the family's nighttime rituals. Before sleeping, water is poured into small bowls for personal use, and for any visitor who might arrive during the night. Mats are aligned so that sleepers face a direction determined by local custom, some toward the river, some toward the rising moon, each choice carrying a subtle significance tied to well-being and spiritual balance. The children listen attentively as their mother quietly recites short verses, small pieces of wisdom or proverbs meant to calm the mind and prepare the body for rest. These phrases are simple, rhythmic, and comforting. And you realize that even mundane actions are imbued with culture, intent, and learning. As you sit quietly observing, you reflect on how different this is from modern life. Here, evening and night are not rushed. They are slow, deliberate, and intertwined with purpose. There is no distraction from fires, lamps, conversations, or the natural rhythm of the home. Even the traveler, a stranger in this setting, feels invited into the shared life of the household, not just as a guest, but as a witness, a learner, and a participant. The herbal tea you enjoyed earlier has left a gentle warmth in your stomach, and the faint aroma of jaggery and roasted grains still lingers in your senses. You feel a quiet connection to the people around you, the rhythm of their movements, the gentle murmur of conversation winding down, the children yawning softly, the adults moving calmly between tasks. Everything seems slower, more intentional, and more attuned to the natural flow of time. Even the house itself feels alive, breathing with the family and the night. As the household settles, different layers of interaction continue subtly. Elders may sit for a few minutes longer, offering quiet guidance or gentle reminders to children. Parents tuck children into their mats or hammocks, smoothing blankets and ensuring comfort. Occasionally, a quiet question is asked about tomorrow's chores, about a story heard earlier, or even about distant events, and answered with patience and simplicity. The rhythm of communication is calm, deliberate, and nurturing. You realize that even in seemingly small gestures, a hand placed on a child's shoulder, a whispered instruction, a nod of understanding, lessons are being passed, values are being reinforced, and community cohesion is maintained. Nighttime in a Mauryan household is also a time for reflection and preparation. Small bowls of water are replenished, herbs are arranged for morning use, and leftover foods are stored carefully to prevent waste. There is a tangible respect for the resources that sustain life, a mindfulness about consumption, and an awareness of interconnectedness between humans, animals, and the land. Even as a traveler, you feel these lessons permeating the space, subtle but powerful, offering insights into a culture that values sustainability, intentionality, and care. The night deepens, and the sensory world of the home becomes more pronounced. The faint crackle of a dying ember in the hearth, the rustle of woven mats as someone shifts position, the soft whisper of the river outside, the occasional chirp of insects from the garden. These sounds weave a tapestry of calm. The air is cooler, scented faintly with herbs, smoke, and the lingering aromas of evening snacks. You breathe deeply, absorbing every detail, letting the textures, sounds, and smells anchor you to this place and time. You notice the tactile details too, the smooth coolness of clay cups, the woven texture of mats under your fingertips, the warmth of the fire against your skin, and the softness of hand-rolled blankets. Every sensory impression carries meaning. It tells a story of care, craft, and culture. Here, even the simplest objects are imbued with intention, and even small actions, stirring tea, folding mats, fetching water, are part of a larger rhythm that sustains life and community. Even as the household prepares to sleep, conversation does not cease entirely. It becomes quieter, slower, more reflective. Elders share short reflections on the day, small pieces of wisdom or stories from their youth. Children listen, eyes half closed, absorbing not just words but tone, gesture, and the rhythm of speech. Sometimes laughter emerges softly, a shared memory, a small observation, a child's innocent question. Conversation at night is gentle, intimate, and nurturing. It reinforces bonds and values, providing emotional nourishment that complements the food consumed earlier. You, the traveler, are invited to participate lightly. Perhaps you ask about a particular herb, a preparation method, or a story from the day. Answers are shared patiently, without expectation, and often segue into another story or lesson. This fluid, organic exchange reflects the educational philosophy embedded in everyday life. Learning is constant, gentle, and woven into action, observation, and participation. Amidst the quiet, someone mentions the upcoming seasonal festival again, the early harvest celebration. Though night has fallen, preparation continues subtly. Herbs are sorted, snacks are adjusted with a few festive touches, and small offerings are placed near windows and doorways. Children whisper excitedly about the colored decorations and songs to come. You notice that even this quiet mention of festivity carries cultural depth. Food is central, ritual is intertwined with the land, and community participation is emphasized. Festivals are not merely spectacle, they are lived experiences that reinforce connection, gratitude, and rhythm with nature. You realize that the night itself, with its reflective, gentle activities, acts as a bridge between ordinary daily life and the celebratory moments to come. Each snack, each herb, each whisper carries forward cultural memory, preparing hearts and minds for the communal joy of festivals. Before the final lights are extinguished, an elder offers one last story, this time a quiet tale of the river and the moon, of farmers, travelers, and the subtle magic of the world. The story is short, its cadence slow, almost like a lullaby. Within it, lessons of patience, care, and harmony with nature emerge. Children's eyes grow heavy, their breath slow, and a sense of calm envelops the household. Accompanying the story, another set of proverbs is quietly shared. 1. The night teaches what the day cannot. A reminder that reflection, patience, and observation often reveal wisdom hidden in the rush of daily activity. 2. Grains in the pot are friends of the family. Even simple foods are honored, respected, and never wasted. Each grain carries sustenance and connection. 3. Sleep is the healer of effort. The night is meant to restore, replenish, and prepare the body and mind for tomorrow. Work, meals, and community life are completed, and the night completes the cycle. These words, repeated softly, linger in the mind, providing both calm and guidance. You realize how seamlessly education, reflection, and moral values are integrated into the rhythms of life in the Mauryan era. As the household finally settles, you take a last moment to absorb the scene. Mats are arranged, lamps dimmed, fires nearly extinguished. Children sleep, elders rest, and the adults finally relax, leaning quietly against walls or mats. The house is silent but alive with subtle energy, the warmth of shared experiences, the lingering aromas of evening food and herbs, and the calm rhythm of life maintained over centuries. You reflect on the journey of the day, the courtyard gathering, the snacks, the drinks, the stories, the proverbs, the mini-festival, the laughter, the calm. Each moment was a window into Mauryan culture, a time when food, community, and reflection intertwined seamlessly. The night is no longer simply a pause. It is a space for learning, for bonding, and for internalizing the wisdom of generations. Even as a traveler from another time, you feel a sense of belonging. You have witnessed the deep integration of nourishment, culture, and human connection, all orchestrated in the simple, elegant rhythm of evening and night. You rise slowly, ready to rest, carrying the sensory and emotional richness of the day. The last lamp is snuffed, and the faint glow of the moon outside bathes the home in silver light. The night is quiet, gentle, and expansive. You breathe deeply, letting the warmth, the lessons, and the subtle magic of this evening settle within you. Tomorrow the village will wake again, the river will flow, the sun will rise, and life will continue. But tonight, you are part of this rhythm, a witness to the beauty, wisdom, and simplicity of Mauryan India. And with that, you close your eyes, heart full, senses satisfied, and mind calm, ready to drift into sleep, carrying the evening, the food, the stories, and the gentle pulse of life into your dreams. As the first pale light of dawn touches the horizon, the village seems to breathe. Mist rises slowly from the river, curling around the distant trees and gently enveloping the fields. A soft breeze carries the scent of damp earth, herbs, and the faint traces of last night's fires. From your position near the doorway, you notice the village is still, save for the early birds chirping intermittently and the rustle of leaves stirred by the wind. There's a gentle magic in this hour, the pause between night and day, a calm that feels both timeless and alive. You, the traveler, take a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill your lungs. The faint glow of the sun behind the hills slowly warms the landscape, painting it in hues of gold and soft green. The river, reflecting the morning light, seems almost like liquid silver flowing quietly through the village, carrying with it whispers of lives past and present. Every element, the air, the water, the grass, even the faint smoke rising from distant hearths, carries a subtle energy, a quiet vitality that signals the beginning of another day. In these moments, you realize how different mornings were in Mauryan India. There is no artificial alarm, no rush to begin. The day unfolds naturally with the rhythms of light, labor, and nature. The village itself is a teacher, guiding its inhabitants through observation, intuition, and gentle habit. You feel privileged to witness the very first movements of life as they begin to stir, slow and deliberate, preparing for the day ahead. Inside the house, movement begins quietly. The elders rise first, stretching slowly, their bodies moving with careful precision. They light small clay lamps near the hearth, ensuring a gentle glow illuminates the room. The mother begins fetching water from the nearby clay jar, pouring it into small basins for washing hands and faces. The aroma of damp clay and herbs mixes softly with the lingering scent of last night's roasted grains. Children stretch and yawn, their eyes half closed, crawling out of their mats and hammocks. Some move to the hearth to warm their hands. Others begin simple chores, sweeping small patches of floor or arranging mats neatly. The quiet hum of preparation fills the house, a rhythm as soft as a lullaby. Each movement seems measured and purposeful, yet entirely natural, as though embedded in the very fabric of daily life. The father gently stokes the fire, adding small twigs to bring a subtle warmth back into the hearth. He murmurs a short prayer of gratitude for nourishment and protection, a quiet acknowledgement of life's continuity. The smoke rises gently, carrying the faint aroma of wood and earth, settling softly across the walls and floor. Even in these small, almost unnoticed actions, there is an intentionality, care for self, care for others, and respect for the home and its rhythms. You notice how roles are fluid yet structured. Elders guide and observe, ensuring balance. Adults manage preparation, chores, and coordination. Children learn through participation and observation. There is a soft harmony here, a cooperative effort that sustains the household, anchored by both routine and attention to small details. You, as the traveler, are both observer and participant, quietly absorbing the lessons of movement, care, and interaction. Stepping closer to the hearth, you notice subtle textures and aromas that define the early hours. Clay pots, still warm from yesterday's meals, sit neatly arranged. Woven baskets of grains and legumes emit a faint, comforting scent. Herbs hang from beams, their fragrances mingling with the fresh morning air, cumin, fennel, and tiny bundles of tulsi. Dew clings lightly to the windows and small leaves, reflecting the growing sunlight like tiny crystals. Your hands brush against woven mats, cool and textured under your fingers. You hear the soft creak of wooden beams and the gentle tapping of utensils as breakfast preparations begin. Outside, the river murmurs in the distance, carrying with it the rhythm of life beyond the village. Even a passing bird's chirp feels amplified in this serene setting. Every sensory detail reinforces a simple truth. Life in the Mauryan era is intertwined with nature, rhythm, and deliberate awareness. Through the small open windows and doorway, you catch glimpses of the village awakening. Neighbors exchange quiet greetings, nods, or subtle smiles as they fetch water, tend to small gardens, or begin preparations for the market. There is a soft energy in these movements, an unspoken understanding that each person's actions support the larger rhythm of the community. Early traders or farmers begin to emerge along dirt paths, carrying baskets of produce, spices, or clay vessels. Some come from nearby urban centers influenced by Mauryan trade networks, offering goods that blend village simplicity with subtle urban sophistication. The scents of fresh vegetables, grains, and dried fruits intermingle with the morning air, hinting at the variety that defines both village and town life. Even in these quiet hours, the Mauryan emphasis on connection between people, food, trade, and environment is evident. You reflect on how morning routines in the village balance practicality and ritual. Fetching water, stoking fires, arranging mats, and preparing food are not just chores. They are acts that reinforce care, mindfulness, and social cohesion. In these small, deliberate movements, the community educates, supports, and nurtures both body and mind. You feel a sense of calm observation, understanding that every small gesture carries meaning, intention, and rhythm. With the hearth glowing gently and the first tasks of the day underway, attention naturally shifts toward breakfast. Pots of water are brought to a simmer over low fires. Grains are sorted, legumes rinsed, and herbs selected for morning consumption. The smells of cooking are subtle. At first, the faint roasting of millet or rice, a touch of cumin or black pepper, the sweet scent of dates or figs if available. It is simple yet balanced, designed to awaken the body gently while providing sustenance for a day of work. Children gather near the kitchen area, observing and occasionally assisting. Some crush spices with small pestles, others fetch water or lay out small woven trays. The adults guide them with soft instructions, their tone patient and deliberate. You, the traveler, notice how every action is educational as well as practical. Skills, values, and culture are passed on seamlessly, embedded in movement, conversation, and observation. Outside, the soft morning light continues to grow, illuminating fields and pathways, the river reflecting the gentle shimmer of dawn. Smoke from distant hearths drifts lazily into the air, mingling with the fragrance of cooking grains and herbs. This is a rhythm of life that balances anticipation, preparation, and mindfulness. The village, though waking slowly, hums with purpose and care. And so the first chapter of the morning unfolds, a quiet, deliberate, and immersive beginning that bridges night's calm and the day's active promise. The household is alive, preparing and nurturing itself, ready to step into the rhythm of another Mauryan day. And just like that, our journey through a day from the calm of night, through the warmth of evening snacks, into the quiet reflection of dawn, and finally the gentle bustle of morning, comes to a close. We've wandered together through the hearths, courtyards, and homes of a Mauryan village, tasted the flavors of ancient grains, roasted chickpeas, herbal infusions, and millet cakes, and glimpsed the rhythm of daily life that connected food, family, and community in ways both simple and profound. Through the proverbs, the stories, and even the subtle whispers of a festival preparation, we've seen how nourishment in ancient India was never just about filling the stomach. It was about teaching, connecting, and living mindfully. Every small action, from a child offering a handful of puffed rice to an elder, to an herbal cup shared with a neighbor, carries lessons that feel surprisingly familiar, even today. I hope that as you settle in tonight or as you carry on with your day, a piece of this Mauryan rhythm stays with you. The warmth of shared meals, the calm of intentional living, and the subtle magic of noticing the world around you. Even centuries later, we can find echoes of these traditions in our own kitchens, our families, and our communities. If you've enjoyed this journey into ancient India, don't forget to stay with us here at Muni Guide. Subscribe, like, and share this video so that we can explore even more of history, food, and culture together. Stories that not only teach but also soothe, inspire, and bring a little calm into our lives. And if you're already part of our Mooni Guide family, thank you for staying with us. Your curiosity and support keep these stories alive. Until next time, may your days be full of warmth, your meals bring joy, and your nights carry calm reflection. From the hearths of Mauryan, India to wherever you are today, thank you for traveling with me. I'll see you in our next journey, exploring another world, another era, and another story waiting to be tasted, felt, and remembered.